Thank you, Senators. Steve Ahlquist with Uprise, Rhode Island, independent journalist. And I want to tell this story. After the governor evicted unhoused people from State House property in December, Uprise came into possession of a document that indicated that Governor McKee was playing fast and loose with federally mandated HUD requirements regarding housing. Without going into too much detail, those camping on State House property suddenly found themselves at the front of the line for scarce housing, bypassing people who had waited their turn on a coordinated entry system. From talking to unhoused people and people who work to alleviate homelessness, I figured there was a little bit more to this story. The governor and the housing secretary were refusing to answer questions from me or from people like at the Boston Globe or Providence Journal. I used APRA to request emails about how those evicted from the State House encampment found housing. I was hit for a bill with for $930. I can't afford $930. One difference between Uprise and Boston Globe and Providence Journal is that $930 is about half of what we bring in a week. Yeah, it's about twice what I make in a week, I'm sorry. I also can't afford a lawyer to do this work. I did a GoFundMe for an APRA once, years ago, but I really don't like letting the government take money from my readers this way either. I think it's unfair to them, especially if it doesn't always pan out. APRAs don't always pan out, right? There's not always that smoking gun. The governor replied to my APRA by saying, we have approximately 740 documents that may be responsive to your requests. At 62 hours to search, review, and retrieve these documents, that comes out to 62 hours or at $15 an hour, $930. I just want to point out that we'll be paying for these documents to be redacted. That we're paying a lawyer to do the governor's work to redact documents that we need to be able to do our job. We're trying to find out, and we know that there was some really unusual things that happened when they moved this here. We also know that Pawtucket just recently, I can tell you this, mystery funding came into the governor's office that again put 5 people who are homeless living under the bridge in Pawtucket. And I want to say, I want all these people to have housing. I'm not against them having housing. But we have a system called CES that manages this system. And what we're doing is we are ignoring that system and we're prioritizing people for political expediency. And the governor is using money that came in today, he admitted, came from a private funder. We don't know who that is because they won't tell me who it is. Again, why don't we know who's supplying the governor with enough money to put 5 people up in an apartment for a year? We're talking, what, $25,000, $30,000? I guess I'm out of time. But I do want to close with one statement. I need a powerful APRA to do this work. I need the exception for documents that are in public's interest, which is in this here. I need that to be done. I need to be able to be done without a lawyer. I'm not a serial APRA issuer. I issue maybe 4 a year, probably less, and most of them are for things that are a lot less dire. Thank you for your time.